So this week we're going to be ranking every single Black Ops 1 Zombies map from worst to best. I do want to quickly acknowledge that you guys are very, very nice in the World at War ranking video. I got a bunch of nice comments saying I wasn't that bad at all with my first commentary video, which made me feel really, really good. I got 12 likes with only 22 subscribers, so more than half of you guys really showed out and supported me, which I really do appreciate. So as previously mentioned, this week we're going to be ranking every single Black Ops 1 Zombies map from worst to best, but we are going to be including the World at War remake, so obviously all the World at War maps we ranked last week, we're going to be ranking the BO1 versions of that, but we will not be including Dead Ops Arcade. So this week it's going to be a little bit of a longer video. We have 10 maps to rank as opposed last week we only had 4. So a bunch of more maps will be a longer video. I'll have a lot more opinions negatively and positively, and I think you guys are really going to like it. I do want to acknowledge that this is strictly only my opinion. So if you guys disagree with the list, by all means, it's just my opinion. So you guys have your own list, let me know down below. Because I think my list is going to be very, very controversial because I am very judgmental on this game. So yeah, I mean, I think you guys are ready for it, just like that. So let's get right into it. So like I said, this list is 100% controversial, and I am not even joking when I say this. The worst map by far in BO1 is 100% Moon. I really do despise this map, but I'm not stupid. There's a couple of good things in this map, but it's not a lot. So the Zap Gun and the Wave Gun are great, and the Easter Egg is probably one of the best in Zombies history. But besides that, this map fucking sucks. I don't know what it is. I always play horrible on this map. I don't have this curse with any other map, but for some reason, whenever I load into Moon, I just play horrible, and 100% ruins the whole experience for me. I have no idea why. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter how I play. It doesn't matter anything. I just always get fucking destroyed on this map, and it's not... That doesn't happen on any other map except for Moon. I think the Astronaut sucks. He's okay in BO3, but we're talking about the BO1 version. So the Jug, where Jug is, it's stupid by itself, especially since I play with randoms. Sometimes you won't even get on the teleport if you play with randoms who have a big ego and train and just die. You might not even make it to the spawn room because of how dumb randoms can be. If you do get there, you might not be able to get back if you get Speed Cola first because you can't be able to lead randoms to the teleport to go back there in the first place. So I think this map, especially for co-op, is just a natural disaster. It's only fun if you're doing the Easter egg with people who you know, and that's basically it. I think Moon just literally fucking sucks, and I think besides Easter egg and the Wave Gun, there's nothing good on this map. I think it fucking sucks. So yeah, by far the worst map in BO1 is fucking Moon. So sadly, coming in at number 9, I have Nacht der Untoten again. It's the same problem as World at War. It's super boring. The rounds are super fucking slow, and you think they'd fix it because it's a new game. You think they'd fix the one problem of the rounds being just painfully slow, but they fucking didn't. It's the same thing. Nacht is super, super slow. Now, a couple of improvements that they made in this map is, one, you can be Ultimus. There's actually kind of somewhat barely dialogue, but there's still a little bit of dialogue for Ultimus. They added the Thunder Gun and the Monkey Bombs, and they kept the World at War wall weapons. But besides that, it's the same fucking map. It's boring. It can't hold its own. Now, the reason Nacht der Untoten is above Moon, which people are going to lose their mind about, I'm sure, is because, in my opinion, like I said, this is my opinion completely, I get super pissed off of playing Moon. Whenever I play Moon, I don't have fun. I never have fun on Moon. It drives me fucking crazy playing Moon. Nacht, once in a blue moon, once every couple of months, maybe I can sit back and have a really fun experience on Nacht. But for the most part, I'm bored, unless I'm getting to a high round, which by the time you get to a high round, you're going to be really fucking bored because it took you a half hour to get to round 15, which shouldn't be a thing on any fucking Zombies map ever. So I think it's stupid. I like Nacht and I want it to be better, but if I wanted to be edgy, I could put it higher, but I can't validate it. So unfortunately, sadly, Nacht is number 9 because, again, it's boring, and what can I say? So at number 8, I have Shangri-La. Now this is probably going to shock some people, maybe not, because I know Shangri-La actually has a very dedicated and loyal fan base. I just don't see it. I think Shangri-La, it has fun stuff. I adore the baby gun, especially in BO1. I think the BO3 version kind of sucks. But the BO1 baby gun is super, super fun. I love how PhD and the Mustang and Sally's are probably the most fun on this map, maybe besides Ascension and Call of the Dead on Shangri-La. I have a lot of fun on Shangri-La, but the problem with Shangri-La is on co-op, you can't... I'm a co-op player, keep that in mind again. You can't pack a punch on this map. People literally, I don't know why, they just don't know how to pack a punch on this map, and it's so tedious playing this on co-op. I actually really do have a headache and a hard time playing this map on co-op. So all the good stuff I mentioned, the Mustang and Sally's, you can't get that if you can't fucking pack a punch because people are being weird on co-op. The baby gun, you have a 25% chance of getting it, but so do your teammates, so they can get the baby gun instead of you. So I mean, it's a hard map, and those are the the weapons that make it somewhat easier. And it's really unfortunate because this map does have a lot of good in it. I think the Shrieker zombie's okay. I think he's a good zombie. I like him way more than the Napalm zombie. I think the Napalm zombie is very frustrating. I do like the story with Brock and Gary and how they're explorers, and obviously they're stuck in a time loop, and that's what you're doing in the Easter egg is you're getting the focusing stone or whatever it's called, and you're also helping these guys in this time loop. So I think the story on this map is pretty good, and I do like the theories on this map that this map takes place on Mars. People still talk about that today, which I think is actually huge points for this map. But I mean, besides that, and just the gameplay of this map, I just don't find it very fun, and I find it really frustrating. But the story on this map is actually very, very interesting. But this is more so gameplay than story. If it was about story, then Moon would be way higher, but you already know how I fucking feel about Moon. God, that map fucking sucks. But Shang, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. This is the maps that are starting to get okay and not bad. But, yeah, I mean, Shang's number 8. So, number 7 is probably going to ruffle some feathers, but, like, I've said that literally about everything. I don't know. Kino's number 7. I know a lot of people like Kino, but it's boring now to me, and it's not boring like Nacht is. It's a different kind of boring. Nacht is boring because of the flow and how slow it is. Kino is boring because I have done literally everything you can do on that fucking map. Like, it's not even funny. This is by far the map I've played the most on. Like, the most hours out of any map is probably Kino, if not Origins and BO2. But Kino is... I've done so much shit on Kino. I remember trying to... As a little kid, thinking that there was an Easter egg on Kino, just fucking around. I've done literally everything on Kino. And it's just boring to me now. I mean... bunch of great stuff on it. I think the Thunder Gun being introduced was huge. Probably the best wonder weapon of all time, maybe besides the Apothicon Servant or whatever. I'll let you guys judge that. But this map is just boring to me now. I think it's just everything this map has was recycled from Riese. So you teleport to Pack-a-Punch. Well, guess what? You do that from Riese. You link 3 teleporters, you get Pack-a-Punch. And then once you link the Pack-a-Punch from on Riese, you can teleport straight to Pack-a-Punch. What do you do on Kino? You link the pad, and then you link the thing in the spawn. You teleport to Pack-a-Punch. Same thing as Riese. Bowie Knife is back, introduced on Riese. Monkey Bomb is back, introduced on Riese. Traps are back. I mean, traps are small, but I think this is just a worse version of Riese. I don't know. I think Riese feels better. I think Riese is more replayable. And I don't know. It's just something about Kino, and I just think it's burnt out. I've done literally, like I said, everything you can possibly fucking do on this map, and I'm so tired of it. And it's a good map. It's a good map if you're not burnt out like I am. I'm sure it's definitely way higher than the 4th worst. But don't let 4th worst make you think that Kino is a bad map. Kino is not a bad map. I think most maps in BO1, really except for Moon, are solid maps. Even Nacht solid. All these maps are solid. I just don't think Kino is fun anymore. And I think every map above it, obviously, I'd rather play because I think it just feels more fun to me. It feels more fresh. Kino is just burnt out and dead. I don't know. Kino is the mascot of zombies. If you ask like some random person who doesn't know anything about zombies, what map do you know about zombies? Like, what do you think zombies is? And they'll probably mention Kino. And that's basically it. I mean, Kino's just really popular, and I think that's all it is, really. I think it's just not fun no more, and it's sad because it was once, I guess, the best map of all time. But yeah, number 7, Kino. So coming in at number 6, I got the Black Ops 1 version of Shi No Numa. Now, I really do like the Black Ops 1 version of Shi No Numa because of the system that Black Ops 1 is itself. Now, what I mean by that is like the AI system for the zombies. Black Ops 1 Zombies is the smoothest feeling zombies game out of any zombies game ever. You can say what you want about the maps and just how the maps are, the Easter eggs. You can say anything you want about different COD games, but in terms of how the game feels, Black Ops 1 is just superior. The game is super, super smooth, and that helps Shi No Numa so much. It helps Shi No Numa a lot. Now, the problem with Shi No Numa in World at War was you're very limited. You can't really train in World at War because you'll get stuck on the zombies, and you'll get destroyed. It's very glitchy in World at War, but Black Ops 1, it's a lot better because the zombies aren't glitchy, and you actually have control on moving around without getting stuck on the zombies. So you can train in a lot more places. You can train, if you're gutsy, you can train in the spawn room if you want to with the Wunderwaffe. You can obviously train by the blogger in the con room again. You can train by the doctor's quarters. You can train in a lot of different places if you have the Waff and you know what you're doing. all that was impossible in the World at War version because of how glitchy the zombies were. And because it's BO1 and how smooth the system is, you just can do so much more. And I don't get bored playing the Black Ops 1 version of Shi No Numa because just because of how smooth it is. Again, I keep saying it, but it's really smooth. So it always feels kind of fresh, and I don't get bored of it. I can consistently hop on the Black Ops 1 version of Shi No Numa and have a lot of fun. Because it also has some World at War in it. Like the OG, the wall weapons are in there. Like the World at War wall weapons from Shi No Numa, obviously they're in the Black Ops 1 version as well. So you get a flavor of World at War and you get a bit of nostalgia, and you can use some guns from World at War that you loved in the Black Ops 1 version. I just think as a whole, remastering the Black Ops 1 or the World at War maps in Black Ops 1 did wonders because of how good Shi No Numa is compared to the World at War version. I think this version of Shi No Numa is probably my favorite version as a whole. Maybe besides from Vanguard, but I think I lean towards the BO1 version of Shi No Numa. I think this map is really good in Black Ops 1. I think it's actually very underrated in the grand scheme of all of Call of Duty. I think this map just flows so well. The rounds are kind of slow like Nacht, but they are nowhere near as slow. And once the zombies pick up way faster than they do in Nacht. And I don't know, I just think Shi No Numa as a whole is just really good in the Black Ops 1 version. I keep saying it, but that's just how it is. So number 6, Shi No Numa. So coming in at number 5, I got Call of the Dead. Now I know a lot of people originally thought Call of the Dead would be top 3 by default because it's a fun map, but there's a couple of stupid things that could have been easily avoidable in Call of the Dead. And one of them is the fog. I think the fog is just so dumb. It's useless. It has no effect on the map, and it shouldn't be a thing in the first place because what it's meant to do isn't even important. I think it's just meant to, I don't even know what it's meant for. That's the point. It's pointless. It shouldn't be a thing at all. I think the wonder weapons are very underwhelming. The scavenger's fun when it's like useful, but it gets really useless in like the late 30s, early 40s, so it drops off really fast, which is stupid. The VR11 is probably one of, if not the single worst wonder weapon of all time. Sure, you can upgrade it and get rid of George, which is another stupid thing about Call of the Dead, is George. I think he is super annoying. If you want to camp, you literally can't camp because of George. He'll fuck everything up because he follows you for the whole fucking game, and there's like no escaping it. And he has 250,000 health per player. So one player, he has 250,000 health. 2 players, 500. 3 players, 750. 4 players, 1 million fucking health. So if you're playing with 4 people, it could be just a nightmare to try to kill him. And you can get the Wonder Wall from him, you get a free perk, but is it worth losing all your ammo and just... It's stupid. It's stupid. I think all that stuff is really stupid, and it really hurts Call of the Dead. Now, the good things about Call of the Dead, I think besides the wonder weapons and all that stuff sucks, the gameplay, like, it flows really well. I like the PhD, and I like PhD and Mustang and Sally's on this map probably the most, except for Ascension. I think they feel really fun to use on Call of the Dead, and I think it's honestly like better than the Scavenger, which is ridiculous to say, the Mustang and Sally. I think it's much better. And I think the Easter egg is really underrated because I think it's the first Easter egg that has a solo and a co-op, like 2 different Easter eggs as a whole. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But it's also the first Easter egg that's important to the story leading up to Richtofen's grand scheme. Obviously in Shangri-La, he gets the focusing stone or whatever, and you get the... I keep on forgetting what it's called, but you get like the rod, the golden rod I think it's called. You get the golden rod in Call of the Dead. And all that leads up to the story taking off, which is really cool. So it's the first important Easter egg. Ascension might have been the first Easter egg as a whole, but Call of the Dead was the first really important Easter egg. And I think it gets a lot of points for it. But some stupid gameplay features that shouldn't have been a thing, knock it for me. But besides that, I like the celebrity cast. Mike Rooker, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Danny Trejo, Robert Englund. All of them are really good actors, and I think they're a really fun celebrity crew to play as. And, I mean, it's a fun map. It's a fun map. But I just think some of the decisions were just so stupid that it just ruins it for me. I know a lot of people think Call of the Dead is probably one of the best, but because of those stupid, useless decisions, it's not one of the best for me. But it's still a really solid map, and I do enjoy it. So Call of the Dead number 5. So coming in at number 4, I got the Black Ops 1 version of Verruckt. Now, if you guys remember last week, I had the World at War version of Verruckt as the best World at War map. And I love Verruckt as a whole. Like, there's no version of Verruckt that I hate. And Black Ops 1 Verruckt is the same as World at War, except that they just don't have super sprinters, really. You can still camp in a bunch of different places. Obviously, the World at War wall weapons are there, like I mentioned in Shi No Numa. But the better part is, in this one, is that the zombies aren't glitchy like they are in World at War. So, like I said about Shi No Numa, also applies here. You can train as much as you want. You can train in the mule kick room, you'll be just fine. You can do a full map train, which I think is very unique. I think it's the best full map training map out of any zombies map, if that makes sense. This map is the most fun to do a full map train on, but it has to pretty much be on solo to do that. But it still brings an experience that no other map can provide. I think Verruckt is just amazing. I think this map was always meant to be hard, and I think it's perfect for zombies players who just want to get better. This is a challenging map, but it's super basic and it's really good at what it's supposed to do, and that's be a big challenge. Now, a lot of people don't like the Winter's Howl being included in the Black Ops 1 version. I actually do like it because I think the Winter's Howl, it's not the best wonder weapon, but it is useful because it does slow zombies down. You can use that for multiple different strategies, but it's also not a super OP weapon to kill the purpose of Verruckt, which is making it a not difficult map. Verruckt's purpose is to be a difficult map, and adding any other crazy wonder weapon could ruin it, honestly. So the Winter's Howl is a fun wonder weapon, but it's not super OP, and it fits into Verruckt actually very, very perfectly. So I think that was actually a really good wonder weapon that they added, and I'm glad they didn't add anything super OP. But yeah, I mean, Black Ops 1 Verruckt, I love it, man. It's a really, really good map, and I might like it more than the OG World of War version. But yeah, I just like Black Ops 1 as a whole. But yeah, Black Ops 1 Verruckt, number 4. Let's get to number 3. So last week in the World of War video went Der Riese and then Verruckt. Now in the Black Ops 1 version we have Verruckt and then Der Riese. So remember last week what I said about Der Riese. I said this map is pretty much flawless except the zombies are super glitchy, and the one thing that could prevent the zombies being glitchy or could save you from that didn't even fucking work. But now Black Ops 1, Der Riese, it's flawless now basically because they fixed it. One, the zombies aren't glitchy. They have the awesome BO1 zombies AI system like I've mentioned 14,000 times already, and the Wonder Waff works. Pack a punch, not pack a punch, it works. No matter how you want to use it, it works. So the map flows super, super well. It's super fast. It's super fun to get to high rounds on. The high rounds don't take super long. They're not boring. They're not tedious. Der Riese is just an all-around perfect map, and this is probably my favorite version of Der Riese as a whole. I mean, the Giant, I don't know. I might say I like the Giant when I talk about BO3. Maybe it's because I'm talking about the BO1 version right now, and maybe that's why I'm saying I like it the most. But Black Ops 1 Der Riese is literally perfect. If you like the World at War guns, they still have the World at War wall weapons that you can pack a punch, and that includes what I literally believe to be the most underrated weapon in all of Call of Duty Zombies history, and that is the Type 100. That gun is absolutely insane. I was playing with Humvee on Der Riese, and I was using that gun. That gun was killing zombies, non-pack-a-punched on round 30, just going for headshots. That gun is absolutely insane. I had no idea it was that good. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. Der Riese in Black Ops 1 is just perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I guess I just gotta be repetitive here. The rounds are perfect. There's just nothing wrong with Der Riese. There's not much to say. I talked about all the good last week in the World of War video, so check that out if you need an explanation. I'm sure you guys know how good Der Riese is. But the Black Ops 1 Der Riese is just perfect, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So Black Ops 1 Der Riese, number 3. Number 2 is next. So now coming in at number 2, I have possibly, I don't know, this could be a top 5 favorite map of mine, and that is Ascension from Black Ops 1. Now, why is Ascension super fun? Remember in my criteria I mentioned that I like maps that have so much different strategies to get to high rounds. On Ascension, you can do literally whatever the fuck you want. There is by far on Ascension the most spots to train, like by far. You want to train by Pack-a-Punch? Train by Pack-a-Punch. You want to train by the lander, by PhD? Train there. It's probably one of the best spots to train of all time. You can also train by the other lander, kind of past Stamina, by the third lander. And you can also train at Spawn. So literally each player has a huge training spot they can go to that they probably won't even die at because it's just such a good training spot. Ascension is perfect for high rounds, and it's also very innovative. I love Mustang and Sally, and this is the most fun map to have the Mustang and Sally on by far is Ascension. It's just perfect. The one problem is, I guess you can mention is the monkeys, but you're gonna have more than 2,000 points if they take any perks or whatever, so you can just buy your perks back. So I don't know why people kind of criticize the monkeys. You have points to get it back. Get your perks that they stole back. You know what I'm saying. But Ascension, the high rounds are super, super fun. You can camp together at the pack punch if you want to. You can camp on the stairs by power if you keep the gate thing closed. There's so much stuff you can do on Ascension, and you don't get bored of it. The Thunder Gun is back, and it's obviously, like I mentioned about Kino, it's probably one of the best wonder weapons of all time. So you have the Thunder Gun back. You have the ray guns obviously back. Stamina Up and PhD are introduced. I mean, it's just Ascension. There's nothing wrong with Ascension except for the monkeys, and this is my personal opinion. I know some people find Ascension kind of boring. I don't, just because of the amount of stuff and how many different strategies you can do to get to high rounds on Ascension. If there is a map, I can't get played to round 100 because I'll get super fucking bored out of my mind. But if there's a map I'll be dedicated to try to get to around 100 someday, it'll probably be Ascension, because it's just that fun to go on high rounds. So yeah, number 2 is Ascension, and you guys can probably guess what's next at number 1 via process of elimination. So let's talk about that. All right, so coming in at number 1, I think we have one of the most divisive maps in terms of who likes it and who hates it. This is one of the most divisive maps, love, hate, however you want to phrase it, in all of Call of Duty Zombies. It's also my first map, and it's 100% 5. I absolutely love 5. This map is super challenging, but it's so fun to get to high rounds on. I mean, it is just so chaotic, and it kind of reminds me of World at War, that cause it's that difficult. I mean, anything can happen on 5. The wonder weapon, like I said about Verruckt, BO1 Verruckt, is the Winter's Howl. The Winter's Howl fucking sucks, but if you know how to use the Winter's Howl, you can use it to your advantage. It's not a good damage killing wonder weapon, but it has its uses, and it fits 5 so well because, again, like I said about Verruckt, 5 is meant to be a difficult map. So I'm happy that there isn't a wonder weapon that just absolutely makes it super, super easy, because I think that's kind of a big issue with Black Ops 1 maps. Some of them are really, really easy. 5 is probably the hardest map in BO1 besides, again, Verruckt. But this map is amazing. From the crew, JFK, Robert McNamara, Richard Nixon, Fidel Castro. I mean, you're playing as 4 historical icons, and the fact that it's just crazy that you're playing as them, and you're playing at the Pentagon, which is also crazy. I mean, everything about this map is crazy. The atmosphere is amazing. You can do so many different strategies. You can camp in the elevators with all 4 people, or you can have someone camp at the level 2 area by Jug, Mule Kick, and that Pack Munch area. You can have someone train there. Well, 3 people camp in the elevator. You can camp in the elevator downstairs by the power. I mean, you can do anything you want. I also absolutely adore the Pentagon Thief. I think the Pentagon Thief, I was really pissed off that he wasn't in Classified because he's that good of a boss. And this map just is amazing. This is 100% a top 5 zombies map of all time for me. I love 5 so much, and I am biased. This was my first map. I played it on my sister's Xbox, and I was like 6, 7 years old or something, before I even knew what online was. I just played split screen with my sister. So that's how I found out about this map, and I just fell in love with it instantly. I love 5. I don't think 5 did anything wrong, and it's definitely overhated, I think, in my opinion, but I get why people hate it because it's a difficult map with a stupid wonder weapon. But I don't know, man. I just think high rounds are difficult. You feel challenged, and you get a sense of relief when you get to a high round. Like, when you get to round 30, you kind of feel good about yourself, but you can't really say the same if you get to round 30 on Kino or Ascension, because it's like, well, it's kind of an easy map. If you get to round 30 on 5, you're like, wow, I played a really good fucking game. 5 is no joke at all. Again, the wonder weapon sucks, so I mean, your best bet is using the crossbow. I mean, it's just so challenging. I mean, I don't even need to mention all this stuff. 5 is super challenging, and I love a challenging zombies map, especially one in that old era, meaning World at War to BO2. The challenging maps in that are just some of my favorites because almost everything else was easy, or it was just other maps like that were tedious. It was either too easy or too tedious, and 5 is just hard but simple. It's hard but simple, and for that, I mean, 5 is just, it's my favorite map in Black Ops 1. So yeah, well, yeah. So real quickly before the video is going to end, I do again want to thank you guys for the World at War video and all your nice comments. Like, that video really, really did help me make this video and feel comfortable doing so. So obviously next week we're going to be doing the Black Ops 2 zombie maps ranked from worst to best. I will be doing Town, Farm, and Bus Depot Survival, but I will not be doing Grief, or I will not be doing Turned. I won't be doing any of that. So we'll do the transit survival maps, and then everything else, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But yeah, so stay tuned for that next week, and let me know what you guys think about this list. I know it was a little bit of a longer video, a little bit controversial. I'm sure people won't be too amused that I put Moon at last place, but I fucking hate Moon. That map sucks, and I know some people hate 5, and I have 5 at the top. So, I mean, my opinion is very different, and I'm very proud to have a different opinion, but I'm happy to see where you guys disagree and where you guys agree, because I think my list is very unique. I don't think people have the same opinions that I do. So, yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys watching. Again, I don't know how to do an outro, so I'm just going to awkwardly go away now. So, ta-ta.